Oh, no.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Utility Board public meeting for October 21st, 2025 to order at 6:31 p.m. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Robert Carnahan.
Here.
Julie Rivera is absent. Chuck Becker.
Here.
Mary Joan Dixon is absent. Nicholas Recupero.
Here.
Greg Parker.
Here.
Richard Veal.
Here.
I am present. Benjamin Eldridge is absent, and David Austin is absent, but Attorney Ryan Deutmeyer is present.
Thank you. All right, moving on to new business. Item 1, approval of minutes for September 16th, 2025. Any discussion?
In the minutes, Rich, you were talking about a project in there, and I didn't really understand what that project was about. Do you remember that?
That was relating to council agenda. Are you discussing that, talking about that one?
It was on,
Regarding unsafe for Fund 317, which not fund, that one?
No, it was about wastewater harvesting, and we had to get the harvesting done, and...
I don't know.
I think you had, Bob, I think you had just asked a question. I don't have the minutes. I lied, I do have the minutes. Hang on.
I've got them here.
Yeah, you're gonna need to refresh my memory on that one, Bob, I didn't.
Because at one point you guys were discussing the West Side
It was in the
Sanitary
beginning
Sewer.
of the minutes.
The Phase 3 West Side Sanitary Sewer Interceptor?
Yeah, and then were you talking about the Phase 2, that we had to wait till harvesting was done before we could start on it?
Well, yes, and I think Neil can speak on that as well. You know, I don't know if you want to, Neil?
Yeah, if you want to do it now or on the reports, it's up to you. Absolutely.
You can do it on the report.
Okay, thank you. No other question, I entertain a motion?
So moved. To approve.
I'll second it.
We have a motion to approve by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Becker. Can I get a roll call, please?
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Veal?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Item number 2, year 2024 annual calculations. A, reimbursement calculations in the amount of $265,104, and B, increased monthly estimated charge of $105,550.
So this is our actual true-up, right?
So,
For 2024?
So Part A is the reimbursement calculation of $265,104. That is based on the reimbursement calculation provided by the McMahon report that Lowell has given to us. Item B is because Lowell is now asking us to increase the monthly estimated charges we pay them to $105,550. I don't really know where you guys want to start.
Well, I don't know if Sue wants to start with this, or, because I've had quite the discussion with Sue, or, yes, Bob?
We were supposed to have got this report in March of...
March 1st, to be exact.
2025.
Yes.
And their accounting firm got it completed in June, and we're just now getting it.
That is my understanding, because if you look at the letter dated from McMahon, it is dated June 30th, and we just received it within the last few days.
Yes.
So, and then we're supposed to get another one in March of 2026.
Yes, and they are asking us to pay increased estimated charges. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, so I don't know if we want to just go ahead and start with Sue right away. Hello.
Well, I was going to say, guys, on the reimbursement calculation, it's broken into 2 parts. We have $170,652.33 of the $265,550 $104 invoice, which is capital. And basically, they were all, as detailed out on that invoice, they were all from Westler Engineering, projects for the wastewater treatment plant, EQ basin, the PER with the SRF for the water treatment plant, and then the AMP for the plant. The AMP is the asset management plan for the plant. That's twofold. You know, you have to have it for the IURC for the state of Indiana now anyway, and then you also have to have it for your debt. So those components, we got all the backup documentation for it, and that's $170,652.33 that we would owe. We were responsible for 50% of the capital, so we would owe. The remainder, $94,451.67, is due to the difference in the operation and maintenance expense. That resulted from the true-up calculation.
Okay. So just so everyone's aware, a few days ago I spoke with Sue to quite the extent, specifically on this, with my thought and agreeance with her as far as, I would feel that we should not pay the $265,104, that we should, just pay the $170,652.33. Is that number is correct?
Yes.
That we should pay that. That's what I was coming.
What's that figure again?
$170,652.33.
176?
170,652.33.
I have a question.
Yes.
That number that you got, Rich, does that include those task orders too? Right, that includes the task orders, or no? Like 13?
It is the task orders. That was, yeah, all that we owed on the capital, on the true-up, was the Westler Engineering task order, or 50% of them.
So my question is in the past, these task orders went through the Joint Management Oversight Board and then to the respective town councils, at least in my short time here.
Correct.
And now we're getting hit with a bill for task orders.
When anything over 25,000, Sue, has to go through approval for JMOB?
Well, what it is that these all should have been approved. The wastewater treatment plant, EQ basin, we had already stated, well, that was part of the wastewater treatment plant, PER, to the preliminary engineering report to the state revolving fund. That was part of that whole project, but they stripped it out and did it separately because they have the agreed order to finish it by the end of this year. And so we have that issue. That was, in my understanding, approved previously because of the fact that we had that outstanding agreed order.
Mm-hmm.
The wastewater treatment, the preliminary engineering report, we had talked about it like last year in May. That's something we have to go to be actually sure, Nick, that we had that if they were previously approved, we'd have to go back to the minutes from the JMOB meeting.
I know at least one of them has been approved through JMOB.
That's all I could remember.
Mm-hmm.
And any subsequent ones, I don't think have gone through JMOB. And I just want to make sure we're following our agreement. That's all.
Would it be better to defer this until we have some further research, minutes and such?
Well, I think with the discussion I had with Sue, if you want to correct me, Sue, that the 170,652.33 is for sure what she feels we owe. The only discrepancy is the 94,451. So as per the agreement, we are to pay within a timely manner. I forgot the date on it. But with the discussion with Sue, I feel that we should pay the 170 for the fact that is per the agreement. that is 50% of the capital, and we should pay that.
Well, let's do that and then do some further research.
Because we're eventually gonna have to pay it.
That is correct, Bob. My other question though for Sue though is, could you please, tell me the number again for item B, the, estimated charges, what it was, I believe 93 something?
It was $92,854.
92,854.
That's what we were paying before, Rich, and then,
And you still, excuse me, Sue, and just so we're clear, you weren't comfortable with that 92,000 either, were you?
no, according to the contract, they are supposed to take what actually was the expenditure in the true-up year, for operation and maintenance, and the administrative in general, just those two components. Take the total cost from the true-up year, divide by 12, and that's what we were supposed to pay. They have always included a pro forma number for payroll increases and associated costs with payroll because of an increase. And then, they also put in what's called a capital outlay component, which we pay our capital, and that's always been part of the true-up. So I don't agree with it. I don't. And if we look at the report that was just sent without any adjustments to what they say is the proper level of O&M and operation and maintenance expense and administrative and general expense, if we take that from that report and divide by 12, we should be paying $85,680.70 a month, not $105,550.
You wanna repeat 85,000 what?
$85,680.70.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Does that all make sense to everyone?
It makes sense to me, but if we're getting screwed, how do we?
So my thought is, as per the agreement, if we pay the 170, we are still in compliance. Yes, they said the 265,000, however, I know we've had past discussion, with, suggestion from legal as far as with the pending litigation, that maybe one of these days we really need to decide to withhold the, monthly estimated charges, which, now is 105,000, and put that into an escrow. So, as far as taking any action on it, can we just take action on A only and defer B until further discussion? Would you think, or what does everybody think about that?
Well, there's also another invoice that comes on a monthly basis, and that is separate and apart from the operation and maintenance one.
Okay.
And that is our portion, our 50% of the ongoing debt payments, and there's only one outstanding debt that Lowell currently has for the wastewater treatment plant.
And that's 40,000-ish, is it?
No, it's 20,000,
20.
because the one paid off.
Okay.
So I would, Jen, haven't we always taken the position though, so that we are not putting them in a default situation or bonds that we pay that?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend paying the debt service.
Yeah.
I mean, that was approved years ago, so we are on it, because that is our portion of the monthly transfer that has to go back down to the Bank of New York Mellon to pay that payment twice a year.
Right, but that is not part of item 2 today with the increased monthly estimate, though, of the 105,550, right?
No, the 105,550 is just the estimated charges for O&M.
Right, so I would say we definitely continue paying that as far as the debt service. But I definitely think we need further discussion, with legal as far as when do we pull the trigger on that? On putting it into an escrow, where are we at with this, pending litigation? I understand that we're still, still supposed to be meeting with them soon, but we still don't have a date.
I'd say we pull the trigger on the escrow as soon as possible. I mean, we're not getting any answers any other way, but we ought to pay what we're obligated to pay.
Can we take that action today then, Ryan?
Well, I don't know that any escrow's been set up.
No,
There's probably some
it has
logistics
not.
there, so if that's the position you wanna take, then kind of what you were talking about, Rich, would be approve part of A and defer the remainder of A and then all of B. And then we can circle back to that issue in November. And if there is some directions or research that needs to be done on getting the escrow set up, it can be done and, sort of you can pull the trigger on that when the time comes in November.
Okay.
At the next utility board meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make if you're ready for a motion.
I am ready.
I'll make a motion that we pay the $170,652.33 per item A and defer item B for further research and discussion.
Greg, does your motion also include deferring the remaining 90-ish thousand of A?
Yes.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it. Question.
Yes.
I was busy finding my agenda, I had sat off, what was your motion again, Greg?
We're going to pay $170,652.33 per item A of the agenda, and we're gonna defer item B and the
$94,451.57.
$94,457 for further research and discussion.
Okay.
All right, we have a motion, by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Becker. Can I get a roll call, please?
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupedo?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Sue, for that discussion. We're gonna move on to item 3, written report. A, fund report, clerk treasurer.
Cash and expenditure reports were previously sent.
Thank you. Item number 4, consultants and staff reports. A, engineering. Item 1, sanitary update. Neil.
Good evening.
Hello.
We have West Side Interceptor Project 2. They're going to be starting within the next week or two on 159th west of Klein Avenue, and then working towards the area where we move north. And they want to get that portion done yet this year so that they can coordinate with the Lake County Highway Department to get that area paved in an acceptable manner for the winter, and then look forward after the harvest to move forward north into the Creston area up to 155th and then west to the terminus of Project 2 at the town-owned property.
So we're starting, phase 2 of the West Side Interceptor line now?
Yeah, within the next couple weeks,
Okay.
yes.
And that's where we had to wait until harvesting was done, that's why we haven't started. That
Correct.
was my question.
Yes, that's correct, Bob.
Yep. Any other questions on that item?
No.
Nope.
Project 3 of the West Side Sanitary Interceptor Sewer. We're preparing options that we're going to review those with staff. We discussed those at the last staff level utility board meeting, and we'll get those options within the next 4 to 6 weeks to look at optimization for depth routing to provide the best value for the project going forward to get the best bang for the buck.
And it was estimated in our last discussion of $4.3 million for that, but that was previous costs, and those costs could have gone up.
I can't guarantee where they're at, but generally things tend not to go down.
Right.
And I think that most recent cost estimate was May of '24 at that point. But we will absolutely, once we determine a route that makes sense with the staff, bring that back to you and then provide a additional engineering's opinion of cost and then proceed with the final design and then ultimately permitting and construction subsequent to that.
And always looking to try and get the best cost for the residents of Cedar Lake.
Well, absolutely, and in my opinion, a municipality is in some extent a monopoly, because people can't go anywhere else for your services, so we need to be as efficient as we possibly can.
Neil, if I could ask, is there an estimated time frame on coming up with those figures?
Once we get the routing within that next 4 to 6 weeks, pardon me, more than likely in January, we'll present you with, here's what we believe is the best path forward, and then we can prepare those subsequent to that. So late January, early February is when we would have those, and then we'll proceed with final design, and then look to complete that over the spring, and then probably look towards bidding in early fall, maybe later into fall, where we're gonna get the best prices over the winter when the contractors are looking for work.
So basic rough numbers, late January, early February?
Correct.
Okay, that's kinda gonna tie into a item later down in the list, so.
My concern with the money that we have, looking at Jennifer's, cash balance, sewer sinking only has $206.36. Wastewater operating has $1,997,496. Wastewater development has $3,083,488.99, and wastewater, special has $3,802,022.73. So we've got, from what I calculated from Jen's report, we've got $8,813,614.35. And so, looking at these, I'm concerned about these figures that we're going to have to be spending on money, and I know we're going to generate some more as time goes on. But at $4.3 million for Phase 3, I'm getting concerned about money.
That's what the money's for.
Yeah.
That's what
And had we not pulled that 2.1 out of the dredging, we wouldn't have that amount of money in there.
That is correct. That's why we did it.
Yep. Those are just some things I was looking at my extra time tonight.
If I can ask, Sue, I know in the past, not the most recent conversation, but we've discussed funding sources, stuff like that, debt falling off. Could you explain some of that? Because I apologize for not taking notes. When I speak to you, my brain turns to mush. So I can't write and listen at the same time sometimes.
What I would mention to you all is when we started with Project 1 of the West Side Sanitary Sewer Interceptor, we did a reimbursement resolution at that time, which stated for any of the interceptor projects that if we decide that we want to, if we decide to replenish our cash, we can issue a long-term debt for them. And therefore, we could do it now to replenish the cash, and then you'd have more cash to spend on your subsequent projects. But you'd have one debt. You are currently, as a sewer utility, debt-free. We have no long-term debt outstanding. We paid it off in May of this year. So the only, and Greg, if you remember, we went back, probably a year and a half now ago, and we were worried about the water treatment plant down in Lowell and what that was going to do. And since that time, Lowell's had one debt roll off, and we've had one debt roll off. So it's really a conundrum on that. I think we probably need to just, right now, we have to worry about, okay, how are we going to collect it ourselves and transport it? But we have that ability. You also have the ability that once you get into your Project 3, when we get closer to it, we could do a long-term debt to build that if we have used up a substantial amount of our cash on hand. Because the system development charge is growth paying for growth, and we have used the project years ago, the cost of the interceptor to develop that $3,500 system development charge. So we put that into place to pay for future construction. It's just that do we have enough to do it all with the cash? Probably not right now. So we need to make a decision of, do you just want to say, okay, we've got the ability to do a debt on the first two projects, so let's do it and put the cash back in so we can go forward with the subsequent project? Or do you want to wait and use up the cash we have, and then when we come to one of the subsequent projects, we will have to do a long-term financing for it?
Is that system development charge of $3,500, is that enough to be charging, or should that be looked at to be increased?
Funny that you would mention that, because I talked with Mr. Recupito about that, and I'm going to, right now, we're in the council meeting, you'll deal with the growth levy and the budget, and when that's done, then I'm going to reach out to Mr. Simstead and start discussions on costs to use to recalculate that amount so that we can update it. Keep in mind that when I did that calculation numerous years ago, that we also had included an allotment for the Lowell wastewater treatment plant, which was substantially less than what we're being told it will be now. So that, I would tell you, yes, it will by default go up just for that one item alone.
And for the residents that are here, that doesn't affect anybody that currently lives in a house. It only affects new construction of new homes.
That's correct.
I'd do that before I'd go for raise and raise.
Yeah.
I may have some crazy ideas in the future on recapturing some sewer revenue.
Any other questions for Sue or Neil?
No, sir.
All right, thanks, Sue, thanks, Neil.
Thank you.
We'll move on to, item 2, under consultant, water update, Seabell. Kevin?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
At the end of September, we had a meeting with the IDEM representative. He came to the town to check out a few of the locations that were part of the master plan discussions and improvements. So we discussed and showed some of the well locations and some of the improvements for pump station discussions. So after that meeting, that really helped the conversation along of what locations are involved with what names for the IDEM representatives, so that was helpful in that case. Ended the conversation with IDEM was requesting that we have an official document of the procedures of how NOIs are processed for the potable water side. And so we now have a master document of how things are to be relayed and how things are to be reviewed by appropriate folks for transparency and making sure everyone sees it. So that has already been test driven and has been working at the moment. So that's item number 1.
On item number 1, you looked at water locations. Do you know what those water locations, and can you tell us those locations?
We don't need to talk about that in a public meeting, Bob, not right now.
It was really just making sure that IDEM representative was putting apples to apples with the names that we were showing on the master plan for well locations, for Robbins Nest Pump Station, for those kind of locations, so that he kind of sees it and knows what it looks like. That's really it. So it was just really getting him acclimated to both the west and east side systems and making sure that we're all on the same page of when we send in updated exhibits and things for future improvements, that he's aware of what's coming.
Alrighty, any other questions for Kevin? All right, thank you, Kevin.
Right.
All right, we'll move on to item B, Director of Operations Superintendent, Mr. Kubiak.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We did get our equipment in to do pumps and controls for lift station 1 finally.
So within the next couple weeks, that stuff will be getting put in and, be updated, so that's, good news. The lift station 3 force main that we've been having issues with on Morse, after 2 painstaking months, we finally got all the fiber optics and stuff located along the west side of the road. After 10 times of calling in for locating, finally meeting people out there, we got everything located, and, we got a couple different quotes to open trench, put in a new main on the west side, and then also boring it in on there's enough room on the west side of Morse to put that line in without conflicts with gas main and the fiber optic, and then it would not end up being underneath of Morse, which is a lot better option for future, repair or whatever. It's not in the middle under the road, so, we're just about ready to, we're getting our final last estimates that it's gonna be a mixture of open cutting across the road, and then we gotta put in a drop manhole to the south to be able to get that sewer into the manhole without having a big 12-inch pipe dropping down inside the manhole, so, we gotta, like I said, we're getting the final details and should be able to be moving forward with that shortly, so.
Any questions for Tim? And, after I spoke with Sue the other day, I did, reach out to Tim and talk to him with the conversation, with the asset management plan for water that's due mid-2026. Of course, we'll also be required 2.5 years from now, same type of asset management plan, for sewer. So I did, question Tim as far as, plan moving forward, next lift stations, what system do we have in place, as far as what do we identify, which ones need updating first. And so I don't know if you want to speak on that any, Tim, or?
Well, we have 2, lift station 13 and 20. I know 13 is over there by Woodland Shores, like on the north side of Parish, or I guess we'll say North Parish to the east of Parish back in there. There's a lift station there that's one of the old metal. That's our worst one that really needs to be next on the list. But we have a pretty good detailed list of all of the existing conditions and a game plan kind of. We've been going with that $200,000 and $250,000 a year upgrade, replace, repair. This year the force main and the lift station 3 pumps kind of jumped in line of any other upgrades, so we've been kind of going with that. But we're getting that together, the rest of the list, and we have a fairly decent one already, but we'll get it fine-tuned for when we need it.
Perfect, thanks, Tim. All right, I have not received anything for town manager report. Did we have anything from that, or no?
No,
Okay. Town attorney, Ryan?
No report.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll move on to old business. Item 1, update discussion. A, sewer rate increase. Tying in again with the conversation I had with Sue, with the unknowns of Project 3, A and B, not knowing exactly what totals are, it's kind of hard for whoever that would be doing a sewer rate increase to actually get a figure for us, without knowing everything. Let's say if it is, in excess of $4 million, this is something that we could always still figure on, proceeding with things, with just filling in the blanks later. Discussion with Sue, Sue, I believe you said that this would be something more suited, for Barnes and Thornburg, was it? Or who was that with, to go as far as, a sewer rate increase other than, you doing that for us?
Well, we've got an issue on our sewer rate increase, is that we really need to look, because we've got a system that over 50% are not water. I mean, they don't receive our water. So to move away from a flat rate to a block rate and charge for usage, how are we going to achieve that? we really need, you know, engineering minds on that, and, number-wise, we can do it, but, you know, Crow, your financial advisor, your municipal advisor, they also, Jennifer Wilson from their office has got, 30-plus years experience in utility rates and charges also.
Okay.
It's just that whatever we do, we've got to deal with, you know, what I would call a bifurcated system. We've got flat rates on one side, we've got metered rates on another that we could use. Right now, every residential customer is a flat rate customer.
And there again, somebody's got to do a financial analysis and then make a recommendation to the council. We can't just shoot from the hip and make that ourselves.
No, you don't want to, and then we have to worry about, you know, okay, are we staying with flat rate? Then what do we do with the larger customers that are not residential, that currently we base it on a flat rate and a charge for so many employees? Well, at a convention or an event center, that sort of is counterintuitive, especially if you have a lot of events and you have a lot of people there, only charging a rate based on the number of employees. So it really needs to be restructured. We can always come up with an amount, you know, here's what we need to operate on, here's what we're currently collecting, so we need X percentage more revenue, but how do we want to collect that revenue is where we're going to run into the issue of two methods of charging a customer, either through a block rate based on usage or a flat rate.
All right, thank you for explaining that, Sue. All right, no other discussion on that. We'll move on to item 2. JMOB report, basically as previously stated, we're still uncertain on when that meeting is. That's going to be between, I believe, Nick and myself, and with their president and one of their JMOB members.
And wasn't Dave going to be there too?
That is correct, I believe, both attorneys.
And is their town manager going to be there?
That I do not know
If he's going to be there, I think ours needs to be there.
I would agree 100% with you, Bob, and I think Nick does as well with the discussion we've had.
Yeah.
All right, we will move on to public comment for utility board. Any public comment for utility board?
I have a question.
Okay.
Is it okay if I just stand here?
Yes, Ms. Kerr, if you could just speak up, please, so we can make sure everybody hears you.
Okay, Carol Kerr, 9900 West 129th Place. We have 2 questions. You said we have pending litigation. Who do we have pending litigation with and why? Don't we have a right to know?
I believe that's been mentioned several times in council meetings, Ms. Kerr. That is specifically with Lowell against the wastewater treatment plant and with the agreement that we have between them.
And they've also got one against us.
What did you say? What?
They've also got one against us.
They do, okay. When the last meeting, they said Nick and the town attorney were going to meet with Lowell. What was that about? I mean, when did you meet with them?
No, that's what Mr. Teal was just talking about, the meeting that has yet to be scheduled. That would be
scheduled.
Yeah, it has to be scheduled. It'll be Mr. Teal, myself, town attorney, and their group in Lowell coming together.
Okay, and are we more in debt than we are in the green area? It sounds like we have more going out than coming in. Is that a fair statement?
Well, I think Ms. Hayes stated we're completely debt-free, the sewer utility.
We're debt-free?
Is that what you said, Ms. Hayes? The wastewater utility is completely debt?
Not just
Oh,
wastewater.
okay.
Well, this is just the utility meeting. We're not in the town right now.
We're not what?
We're not in the town council now.
Oh,
This
so you
is just
can't answer
utilities.
that. You can only answer water.
So, Sue, do you want to answer that?
For the sewer utilities, we no longer have any outstanding debt. For the water utility, we still do have outstanding debt with the state revolving fund.
How much is that?
I'm not prepared to give you a final number on it. I can get it for you. We have, the 2009 issue is almost paid off. That's maturing potentially next year, maybe the first of 2027. And then we have an additional debt, 2012 that is outstanding, and I'll get those numbers.
Is it in the millions?
I would say it's probably a little over $1 million, yeah, still outstanding.
And how do we pay for the interceptors? Aren't they about $1 million? Because we were asking, Congressman Mervyn had something on his, website that our town was asking like $1 million for that, but the Republicans voted it down.
Oh, Ms. Kerr, I can possibly answer that. I was actually in the meeting the day that we had it here with some representatives from Mr. Mervan's office. That was basically gonna be for Project 3, just trying to reach out and ask for money, for funds. And so as far as what's going on with it, I mean, right now, at this point, with the government shutdown and everything else, a lot of things are up in the air as what's being funded and what's not.
That's for an interceptor too, and I read on it today that Congress didn't pass it. So now it's in the Senate, and they feel the town should pay for their own stuff. So it doesn't look good, but we could have got more than $1 million, because I think it was like $9 million or something originally we were asking. And the Democrat from Highland, he was for it, right?
Well, I
Was he
think
for it?
in that meeting, it was specifically stated to them, the previous numbers that Mr. Simstead stated for Project 3A and 3B. They would not participate in the Project 2 because it was too recent from funding deadlines and such. So it would have only been for that roughly $4 million amount that we would have asked for any assistance from them.
But is it a fair statement he was trying to get that for us?
Oh, yes, and we as a town also, you know, I mean, we ask for it, because if you don't ask, you don't receive.
Right, because it had a whole list of all the different towns, police communication, all kind of things, am I right? But Congress voted it down.
Yeah.
So now it's in the Senate, but that doesn't look good either.
Yeah, we will see. So, any other questions, Ms. Kerr?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, second call for public comment for utility board. Third call. Anybody online?
No hands raised.
All right, next meeting, November 18th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. This meeting is adjourned at 7:13 PM.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Town of Cedar Lake Town Council meeting for October 21st, 2025. Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for an opening prayer?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, Pastor.
Hello, I'm Arlen Walters. I'm the pastor of Lighthouse Church here in Cedar Lake, and let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight starting with gratitude. We're so thankful for this day you've given us. As the psalmist said 3,000 years ago, this is the day that you've made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for each of us who are here tonight having another day of life, bodies that function, minds that work, and the chance to be here and tackle the tasks that are in front of us. We're so grateful. Lord, for every person who serves our community, serves our town, we're grateful for them as well. Bless them, their lives, their homes and families, especially on a late night like these, where they're taking care of business. I pray that you'll watch over those that mean the most to them. And Lord, we pray for our community. We're so thankful to live in a town like this, and there's much to be done. We pray that you'll give wisdom to every person who makes decisions of any nature as we lead, as we serve. We need your direction. Help us to never serve ourselves or our own selfish ambitions, but the greater good. Always to remember that what's best for people is what's best. So bless and lead each person here. And Lord, we not just think of our community tonight. We want to ask you to look down upon our nation, as we have communities everywhere just like ours who are making decisions like we're making on our future and our present. And we pray that you'll bless our great country and heal what needs to be healed. Give us direction and clarity, love that governs all that we do, that finds a path forward peaceably with understanding and empathy and wisdom. I pray that for our nation, the highest level. I pray that for our town and every person here tonight who has a role to play in our future. We trust you. We ask you to direct our steps, order our path. We thank you for the chance to serve you by serving one another. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you.
Thank you. This meeting is called to order at 7:25 p.m. Roll call, please, Ms. Amber.
Robert Carnahan.
Here.
Julie Rivera is absent. Nicholas Recupero.
Here.
Chuck Becker.
Here.
Greg Parker.
Here.
Mary Joan Dixon is absent. Richard Veal.
Here.
I am present. Benjamin Eldridge is absent. David Austin, Town Attorney, is absent, but Attorney Ryan Joytmeyer is present.
Thank you. I'll open up the floor to public comment on agenda items only. Public comment on agenda items only. You have something to speak on, please come on up. Second call. Last call. Anybody online, Ms. Amber?
No hands raised.
Okay, thank you. Public comment on agenda items is now closed. Consent agenda. Number 1, minutes, August 19, 2025. 2, claims, all town funds, $217,721.77. Wastewater operating, $146,079.76. Water utility, $94,743.64. Stormwater, $7,683.14. Payroll from October 9th, 2025, $412,347.06. And October remittances, $242,960.33. Lastly, manual journal entries, September 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2025. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Becker to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
On the cash balances, Jen, sewer sinking account, started January 1st at $341,111.63. And, ending balance of, October 17th is only $206.63. Are we in trouble there?
No. As
Okay.
we just reported in the utility board meeting, your sewer debt has rolled off. We made the last payment in May, so that is simply the residual remainder from it, and that will get transferred back to the operating fund.
Okay. I just wanted to hear that in this meeting also. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call please, Ms. Sandberg.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupedo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Ordinances and resolutions. Number 1, ordinance number 1520, creation and establishment of a tree board and tree program. I think we're gonna need this one pulled up for a reading, Greg. We're gonna, I think we're gonna have to have a reading of this.
Yeah.
Is this, Ryan, is this a 2-reading ordinance or 1? Or does anyone know? Is it 2? Okay. All right, thank you.
I should have had that.
While we're waiting to pull up the packet, Miss Ray, hold on one second. If you wouldn't mind introducing it in a minute, we're gonna do the first reading here.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, Mr. Parker, please, by title.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, ordinance number 1520, an ordinance authorizing creation and establishment of a tree board and tree program for the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, and all matters related thereto.
Thank you, sir. Miss Ray?
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So this ordinance is coming before you tonight as a recommendation from the Park Board to establish the town of Cedar Lake as a tree city. And this initiative actually came from one of our staff members here in the town, Cliff Rowe, who was very interested in seeing something like this happen in the community. He got my ear on it, presented a nice presentation in our October Park Board meeting, which then they recommended to you to create the ordinance.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
I think it's a great idea. I want to caution you on one thing, though, going forward. And I work up north a lot where the trees that were planted years ago have matured, and every time a storm comes through, sometimes those trees blow over, the root ball comes up, and guess what comes up with it? Water lines, phone lines, fiber optics. It gets entangled in the root ball, and when those trees blow over, the root ball comes up, creates a lot of infrastructure problems. So, any kind of tree planting, kind of bear that in mind over the years, it is gonna cause a problem.
Absolutely, and I believe that some of the initiative, having the tree board will be there to advise, but we'll still be following our subdivision and ordinances and such for planting. This is more just public space planting and making good decisions as to where those trees need to go. So, but we'll be following those ordinances as far as development and parkways and these kind of things that are already outlined by the town. But I know exactly what you're talking about, and I drive to that area often and see what you're witnessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I concur.
I like the idea. I have a question for Mr. Kubiak. In section 4, well, so I guess I want to be clear, there are some regulations in here, but they seem to be completely directed towards public property. It's not for anyone's home, business property, it's for public. With that being said, Tim, do you have any issues with some of the language in here in regards to like the approvals that would need to be sought for tree work in town by your guys?
That was my largest concern. There was nothing referencing a dead tree. There was nothing referencing a dead, the size of a tree. I guess the concern just cutbacks and trimming that we do yearly. I could see this putting a complete stick in the spokes of, I guess just unless there was some kind of, we've had a couple irate people with cutting just a parkway tree for hitting mirrors on snowplow trucks. I don't know if that would be considered irregular trimming or, that just a couple things. Overall, I think it's a great idea to, for, beautification of the town and I guess, trees that, you know, established large trees and whatever, but, I don't know if, you know, those were my exact concern was like, holy moly, if we gotta trim a branch on a tree, it's gonna be a 6-month process to have somebody approved.
Yeah, I don't believe daily operations of the town is really affected by this. It's, I don't believe that you'll have those issues or have to come for daily, everyday maintenance stuff before the park, or before the tree board.
It's a tree topping, which, unless it's under a wire, but.
Yeah, they talk about utility locate.
And it also said just about, trimming it to an irregular shape, I guess, which sometimes parkway trees, obviously, those are public way trees, and by trimming them for getting to the curb or getting out of the mirror line, you do make an irregular shaped tree. So I don't know, that was a concern. I don't know if I didn't see any exceptions for size of tree or just normal trimming or maintenance.
So I have a recommendation, because I've been thinking about this since I read that. I've been thinking about you, Tim. But, the questions you may have, maybe we can do a first reading of it and put it on the agenda for the next meeting, and if you have a list of concerns, maybe things that we have to tweak in there, we can tweak it between now and then.
Yeah, just a couple little caveats of that nature, I think would be, other than those, I don't really see, I think it's a great idea to preserve and protect the ones we have, and make sure if we do take them down, we're actively getting them replaced.
We had a resident in Crystal Oaks that, complained about we were cutting their trees down, but then I guess Chuck, you went over there and I got a hold of Tim Kubiak and Tim King, and they assured me that they were on road right of way and they weren't on their property trimming those trees, and they sent me pictures. I think they sent them to everybody, and they look nice.
Would the board, I guess, Tim, would you be okay if we gave you some instruction to do that? If you gave a little list of your concerns?
Yeah.
And would the board be okay with considering, just a first reading tonight?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
We had a first reading,
Or approving the first reading?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Any other discussion on 1520?
Mr. President?
Yes, ma'am.
So, I also, as I was reading, how the board is to be composed and appointed by the town council, maybe that town employee is somebody who sits on the tree crew that could also be there to have some decision-making as your tree board, because you are activating a tree board to oversee this ordinance.
Okay.
And maybe their voice as a suggestion would be, important in that role.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I agree, that's a good idea. Okay. All right, do we have a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance number 1520?
Are you going to read the ordinance?
I already did.
Oh, you did?
Mr. Parker did.
I didn't hear you.
I'll make the motion, Mr. President, to approve ordinance 1520.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Mr. Becker, to approve the first reading of ordinance number 1520. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Teal?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Number 2.
Before you go on, could you just indicate, in there, I was looking at, who we're going to suggest would be on a committee of this, in case the audience want to think about maybe being a board member?
Yes, Bob. So, the tree board will consist of at least 5 members who reflect the diverse population of the town and have knowledge and interest in gardening, arboriculture, environmentalism, and the growth, development, and beautification of the town. The members of the tree board will be appointed by the town council in accordance with applicable laws. Initially, members will be appointed for 1-year terms. Afterward, members will continue to be appointed for 1-year terms. In the case of vacancy, the town council will appoint a replacement member to serve the remainder of the unexpired term. The tree board will meet on the 3rd Friday of each month unless a modified meeting schedule is established by the board. Members may be removed for any reason deemed sufficient to the town council. The board will consist of 1 member from the town staff, 1 member from the Board of Parks and Recreation, and 3 citizen members of the town. All members are required to disclose any potential conflicts of interest. So I guess people can start thinking about whether they wanna apply here soon.
That's what,
So, Mr. President, is this something that we could tie in with the current boards and commissions thing that's ending at the end of this month, or is that not enough time?
I won't be ready by then.
no, it won't be.
I didn't think so, because when's the next, well,
We
it's November,
still-
right? And so it's the end of this
Yeah, we
month.
still have to adopt this.
What kind of
November.
timeframe are we looking for to fill those spots?
By the end of the year at least.
By the end of, yeah.
Mandy?
I don't think they're gonna plant any in the winter, probably spring,
So there's plenty of time.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this will be on the agenda, for the first meeting, council meeting of November. Number 2, ordinance number 1518, adopting of year 2026 budget. This would be a second adoptive reading. Mr. Parker, by title only, please.
Ordinance resolution number 1518, be it ordained, resolved by the town of Cedar Lake Town Council that for the expenses of Cedar Lake Civil Town for the year ending December 31st, 2026, the sums herein specified are hereby appropriated and ordered, set apart out of several funds herein named and for the purposes herein specified, subject to all laws governing the same. Such sums appropriated shall be held to include all expenditures authorized to be made during the year unless otherwise expressly stipulated and provided for by law. In addition, for purposes of raising revenue, meet the necessary expenses of Cedar Lake Civil Town, the property tax levies and property tax rates as herein specified are included herein. Budget Form 4B for all funds must be completed and submitted in the manner prescribed by the Department of Local Government Finance. This ordinance resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval by the Town of Cedar Lake Town Council.
Thank you, sir. So we had the hearing, right, and
You conducted the public hearing at your meeting on the 7th, so you did a first reading. Now this is the adoptive reading, and we'll file all the paperwork because we only get a couple of days to file all the paperwork with the DLGF.
cutting it close, huh?
We are cutting it close, but that's usually kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Sue was here at your meeting on the 7th, and she did an excellent job, and I just want to say thank you to Sue for filling in. The ultimate goal is to weather the unknown storm of Senate Bill 1. That is the ultimate goal for us, to make sure that we can meet our existing obligations and that we can continue on with our personnel, our benefits, and our services as we currently are. I count that a win in my book. And then as we get more information next year, as we see how everything kind of shakes out, then we'll be able to better plan as we move into further years.
Okay. I like the plan.
A couple things, I talked with you today, the budget, this is from the Department of Local Government Financing that we have to submit, but there are a number of people that work for the town that their salary is not in the general budget. They get paid by other items.
Yeah, so we're allowed to allocate costs, and you'll find that especially with staff within my department or public works staff, you have people that are paid only from the utilities. So you won't necessarily see an appropriation for them within these DLGF approved appropriations. But like myself, I'm split between the general fund and all of the utilities as well as the RDC general. Because I am the clerk treasurer, my office is not only responsible for utility billing, but it's responsible for all payroll, all employee matters, personnel files and such, all the record keeping of the town, the keeping of the seal of the town, all accounts payable, all accounts receivable, all records requests. I mean, we touch everything. We are responsible for everything. So myself, my chief deputy, we're split between the general fund as well as the utilities.
And the second thing, it was indicated to us earlier that in 2026, because of State Bill number 1, we'd lose about $600,000, but now that has gone up to over 800,000.
Yes, and those are estimates.
Estimate.
Because they cannot for certain tell us what the actual impact will be.
And I wish they would have just left it alone, and we would have been better off.
They had to pass it so they could see what the effects of it are.
Thank you for the explanation, Ms. Sandberg. Anything else we need to add before we consider adoption?
Unless anybody has any further questions for me, these forms and the budget Form 1 estimates are available on our website.
Okay, thank you. If there's no other discussion, is there a motion to adopt ordinance number 1518?
So moved.
Oh, we got a
Second.
tie. Wow. There's three of them there, Bob. You didn't make the cut, Bob. I heard Rich and Chuck, so.
Okay.
We have a motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Mr. Becker to adopt ordinance number 1518. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Teal?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Rotudo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Number
And
three.
then we're going to have to get this signed tonight, right?
Yes, I have the document, so you all can sign it this evening. That way I can start submitting everything tomorrow.
Very good. Number three, resolution number 1380, a transfer resolution. Mr. Parker, please.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, resolution number 1380. A resolution authorizing appropriation transfers by the clerk treasurer for the following funds during budget year 2025. Whereas the town council of the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana does find that conditions exist at this time and it is indispensably necessary to expend certain sums of money by the proper legal officers of the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana by way of transfer of funds within the categories of appropriation. Now therefore be it resolved by the town council of the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, that the following transfers are to be made in the specified funds between major budget categories.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Sandberg, an overview of this, please.
Okay, lots of numbers we're working with tonight. This happens to us sometimes as we get closer to the end of the year, and we're looking at how our operations have worked out. So within the general fund, we're looking at total transfers of $343,654.88. Within the town council department, that's total transfers of $124,000. That's $120,000 from line 121 group health to line 312 engineering, $4,000 from line 313 professional services to 396 miscellaneous services. Under planning, zoning, building department, total transfers of $39,000. That is $6,000 from line 111 director to 118 building inspectors, $1,000 from line 221 fuel to 211 office supplies, $10,000 from 315 IT tech services to 312 engineering, $19,000 from 317 unsafe building services to 312 engineering, and $3,000 from 394 training to 312 engineering. Within the fire department, total transfers of $7,650. That's $3,650 from 117 volunteer stipend to 131 uniform allowance, $4,000 from line 361 equipment repairs to 362 vehicle repairs. Within Parks and Recreation, total transfers of $173,004.88. $20,000 from 221 fuel to 449 capital outlay, $12,600 from 222 operating to 396 miscellaneous services, $20,000 from 312 engineering to 396 miscellaneous services, $21,000 from 313 professional services to 396 miscellaneous services, $7,700 from line 351 utilities to 396 miscellaneous services, $5,800 from line 352 NIPSCO to 396 miscellaneous services, $13,900 from line 361 equipment repairs to 396 miscellaneous services, $1,015 from 394 training to 213 event supplies, $53,289.88 from 399 facilities to 396 miscellaneous services, $13,700 from 399 facilities to 449 capital outlay, $4,000 from 315 event services to 213 event supplies. Within the motor vehicle highway department, total transfers of $4,100, that's $3,100 from 394 training to 231 repair parts, $1,000 from 321 phones to 241 miscellaneous supplies, and within the local road and street fund, total transfers of $5,000, that is $5,000 from 238 emulsion to 231 repair parts.
My only question is,
Thank you.
we have miscellaneous services and miscellaneous supplies. What are all these, what's the miscellaneous service and miscellaneous supplies?
In general, or you mean
In general.
specifically in one of these departments? So, I mean, it's just that. A service is something you contract out for and somebody else is providing you a service. Supply is, one of our workers went to True Value or Menards or whatever else, picked up a part, picked up a supply, and did what they needed to do.
Okay.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve resolution number 1380?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Mr. Parker to approve resolution number 1380. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Raputo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Number 4, resolution number 1381, 3-year growth appeal. You're the man of the evening.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, resolution number 1381, a resolution authorizing an appeal to the Department of Local Government Finance for an increase above the maximum levy.
All right, who would like the introduction, you, Jennifer? Or-
I can take it. So this goes along with your budget for 2026. We are petitioning the Department of Local Government Finance to increase our maximum levy. The appeal type we're going for is the 3-year growth appeal. So we are appealing an amount of $427,118. And if approved, that will provide us next calendar year with an increased levy by that much or whatever they deem appropriate when they do their calculation.
And that'll
Thank
cut
you.
our costs down by half, maybe.
Well, yes and no. That's
Okay.
it's kind of a loaded question. We've tried to cut back as much as we can and do things where we can. It'll help soften the blow a little bit, but I believe in the long run, we're gonna hurt
Still
because
feel
of
it.
what they've done.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve resolution number 1381?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Becker to approve resolution number 1381. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Raputo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Plan or Board of Zoning Appeals. Number 1, Centaur Bank Boyer Construction, approval of maintenance letter of credit in the amount of $6,497.00 for a period of 3 years. We have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Teal to approve this maintenance letter of credit. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Raputo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Moving on to old business, Founder's Creek update. Ms. Ray, would you like to take this one, please?
We're currently, moving right along with the Founder's Creek, project. We found a workaround with the last easement. We're ready to, get some direction on, moving the project forward and, giving the ERC an opportunity to meet with, NERC, here in the near future to, move next steps along.
Okay, so in the discussions we had before, you're looking for council approval or direction for the ERC to proceed, contact NERC in regards to this project?
Yes, that would be the next step for a preliminary engineering opportunity, but I believe that still needs to be a meeting on the books with NERC, prior to the preliminary engineering beginning.
Okay. And our ERC is?
Yes, technically I am the only ERC for the town, but I have strongly encouraged your town manager to do the training and also
Okay.
become an ERC for the town.
Okay,
But we're working through it for this project.
okay. Would you like a motion here this evening to proceed with this? With instruction, or do you need instruction?
I do not believe I need instruction at this time, because like Mindy just said, there are still some conversations that need to happen with NERC.
Okay.
Just to make sure before we actually begin the RFP process, because we don't necessarily want to start the RFP process if they can't put us in the tip until further down the line.
Okay.
Would we like to defer this possibly to January?
Or do we?
Attorney Dwightmeyer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
deferral would be appropriate if they still need to iron out some details.
I'll make a motion to defer this item to the January meeting.
Very good. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Would that be the first meeting of January, Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Becker to defer the Founder's Creek update to the first town council meeting of January 2026. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. New business, Hearts in Motion donation SCBA's, a request for permission in donating the old SCBA's and cylinders to Hearts in Motion. Chief Mager?
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
This is a request to donate the 20 air packs and spare cylinders that we replaced late last year, early this year. There's very little to no value to these packs due to them being outdated next year. Hearts in Motion does work with foreign countries that don't have standards as we have, and they will ship them overseas or to whichever country is in need.
So I had a question. We can't possibly, they won't allow us to donate these to a domestic entity, right? They have to go out of the country, according to this?
Typically, that's where it goes.
Yeah.
Basically, what would happen is we transfer the air packs to Hearts in Motion. They give us the release of liability and hold harmless. Where it goes from there, I
Okay,
do not know.
okay,
It states in the example letter that you guys have within the packet, Guatemala, I know a lot of departments around here, the items did go to Guatemala that was donated over the years.
yeah, I mean, I'd like to keep them here in the States, but if it's either that or throw them out, at least
Yeah.
somebody's using them, yeah. Okay. Thank you for the explanation.
You're welcome.
Any discussion? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Teal, to approve the donation of the old SCBA's and the cylinders to Hearts in Motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Number 2, permission to auction the 2013 Dodge Charger and 2008 ambulance on Gov Deals.
The 2013 Dodge Charger's recently been sitting for a couple of years. We have received it probably about 5-6 years ago for a chase vehicle. It has not been used in a couple of years, needs a lot of mechanical work. So I'm just looking for permission to put that on Gov Deals. And also the now 4th ambulance, which is a 2008 ambulance, old Chevy ambulance, that is out of service.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Any questions for Chief Mager?
Is that a gas ambulance or diesel?
That's Duramax diesel.
Diesel.
Have we been getting fair amounts for some of the equipment we've been selling on there? I mean, I guess,
This will be my first time. Director Rowe is actually gonna help me with this the first time. The market's kinda all over the place.
yeah, I follow some,
Ambulances and old police cars.
I follow some of these auction houses that have municipal vehicles, and it's shocking how much money they get for some of them. You know, so, like, stuff I wanted to bid on, I got priced out.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss for sure.
Yeah.
Mr. President?
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
Oh,
Cliff.
Cliff, yeah.
So, like you said, it's historically generally higher. We've had cars that I wouldn't drive out of this town somebody from Iowa has picked it up and driven it back to Iowa. So-
Really?
And they paid several $1,000s.
Okay, well, it's working then.
Yes.
Good. Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve this item?
So moved. I'll second.
Okay. We have a motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Teal, to approve the auctioning of the 2013 Dodge Charger and 2008 ambulance on Gov Deals. Any discussion? Roll call, please, Ms. Sandberg.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Field?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupedo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Number 3, disbursement requisition number 28 of funds from 2022A Construction Fund in the amount of $23,828.
And what is this for?
Council, these are the last invoices related to the 4 Dodge Durangos that you approved earlier this year. This is the outfitting of the last 2 vehicles.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, I'll give you the second there, Bob. Motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Carnahan, to approve disbursement requisition number 28 of funds from 2022A Construction Fund. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Field?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupedo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Number 4, recommendation to town council to purchase, transfer the property to the town unsafe property address 6599 Fernwood, Cedar Lake, Indiana 46303. Mr. Teal, would you mind giving us a rundown? And if you want to cover the second one too, it's
Yeah,
up to you.
I guess we can go with this one first, with a little help from Attorney Duttmeyer, since he's the attorney for Unsafe Building Department. This parcel was one of the houses that was torn down not too long ago. Mr. Mogan has passed away. He was on unsafe list for quite a while. I believe that there's some back taxes due on it with no interest, that those are going to be paid. We have a good amount of money invested in it with Mr. Kubiak tearing this down. If it goes to tax sale, we could risk not recovering anything. So Mr. Duttmeyer has been in contact with the Mogan Estate, and it was basically Unsafe Building Commission's wishes to hope that the council would approve trying to proceed with acquiring this parcel, however that may be, to, I guess, try to recoup the money, however that may be. Ryan, I don't know if you want to add to any of that?
Yeah, it's just, it was a discussion piece. The Mogan Estate is insolvent. The town has, I don't know the exact number, probably anywhere between ballpark 5 to 10 grand already sunk into it for demo costs. The only real options then are you just eat the costs because nobody's paying the taxes on it, it's going to go for tax
I think we
sale.
should be recovering what we can on the property 100% of the time, every time.
Yes.
So,
Then the only option then is
God bless
to
you.
explore, and it's not a guarantee, but we would at least explore with the Mogan Estate if there would be an interest in us releasing our claims against the estate in exchange for the property. Town would get it and then try to offload it and recoup the investment that you made in demoing that unsafe property.
Makes sense.
I'll make a motion, you do just that.
I'll second it.
Okay. We have a motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Becker, to pursue the purchase transfer of the property at 6599 Fernwood in Cedar Lake. Is that sufficient, Attorney Deutmeyer? Okay. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Field?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupedo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Number 5, recommendation to town council to start foreclosure proceedings, unsafe property address 7029 West 135th in Cedar Lake, Indiana 46303.
Same deal, right?
No, it's a little bit different. I don't know if you want to explain this one?
If you want me to.
You have to foreclose on your lien?
Yeah, so in this circumstance, the owners of the property, from everything we know, are deceased and have been deceased for quite some time. Looking back at the unsafe order that we prepared and entered a few years back before we demoed the property, there was no mortgage lien on the property, and surprisingly, the taxes are current. somebody is paying taxes on the vacant piece of property for the dead people for the better part of the last 5 years. So, the only way for us to recoup the investment on this one would be to foreclose on our lien. From everything we know, our lien would be first in priority. We would foreclose on it if, you know, and that would either trigger someone to come up and either pay the lien off since they've been paying the taxes, or it would just go for a sheriff's sale, and we would then basically, you know, our set bid amount would be the value of our lien plus a cost. Somebody could come in, bid whatever they want, and either outbid our judgment and then pay us off, or we would bid our judgment, we'd get the property, and in the same fashion as Mogan, try to offload it.
Get the money or the property, I make a motion to foreclose on, lien on, 7029 West 135th in Cedar Lake.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Becker, to proceed with foreclosure proceedings, unsafe property address 7029 West 135th. I'm gonna say Avenue, that's what it shows in the packet, in Cedar Lake. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard View?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Caputo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Number 6, request to have a warming center in the new fire station for residents in need.
That's a no-brainer, so moved.
Mary Joan sent us a thing, and it says, who will man the warming center at the new fire department? Just so you are aware, oh no, that's another item.
Well, the PD's right next door, Bob.
So, she was just curious of who would man it. So that's why I wanted to...
My motion
You okay,
stands.
Chief?
I'm fine with that. We have somebody out on the road. We just need to be notified when we're doing this on
Okay.
a particular day.
Okay.
What about someone sliding down a fire pole?
What's that?
If someone's gonna...
Yeah, where will this, where, is there like a designated area in there?
Right.
Is it the whole building? Do we know? Nick, do you?
I think the logistics of it have not been discussed.
I think we're definitely gonna need to know that information, just so, I understand Chuck's concern 100%.
Well, you need to have a place for that for people who don't have heat when it's bitterly cold.
Right. Is it gonna be just like the...
Figuring out the logistics is up to public safety.
Well, I agree 100%, but when Chuck mentioned, not knowing, where, and with the fire pole in there, that's a concern.
And the other...
I have the same concern he does.
Are we confident that our staff can figure out the logistics?
I don't see why not.
Yeah. I just wanna make sure we have get the designated area figured out.
Okay. We have a motion by Mr. Parker. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Mr. Teal to utilize the new fire station as a warming center for residents in need. Any discussion? Roll call, please, Ms. Amber.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard View?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Caputo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. I would assume this is, being that our chiefs didn't know anything about this, maybe this was something that the town manager had placed on here. I hadn't talked to him about it, but...
Chief Kruska and I will work together and come up with a plan.
Okay, all right, thanks, gentlemen. Number 7, permission to extend Halloween hours from 5 to 8 p.m. Does somebody have some backstory on this? Is this something that the police department requested, or is this,
No, I think Ben might have...
was this another request from the town manager?
Yeah, this came from the town manager. I had no objection to it.
Okay,
Mary Joan, just so you are aware, Halloween have been advertised in Northwest Indiana Times, the Planner, and our local community pages from 5 to 7. If these hours are changed this year, notify the communities will need to be done. What steps will be taken to inform the public of the changes? That's from Mary Jo Dixon again.
Why was it proposed to change it?
I don't know. I have no problem with it. I have kids that come to my house at 7:30.
it's Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Because other towns are doing it too.
I shut my lights off and hide that night, so.
I believe it started
Grinch.
some of the surrounding communities.
Yeah, all the surrounding
It
communities
changed
are changing
it,
theirs because it's a Friday night.
Right.
And some of these bigger subdivisions, it's hard to walk,
Yeah.
get it, try to
2
cover.
hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the kids will enjoy it.
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
Second by okay.
Official.
We have a motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Mr. Carnahan to extend Halloween hours from 5 to 8 p.m. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Richard Pugh?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Nicholas Rocupido?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Discussion items. 1, requesting to remove 2 crab apples and 1 pine tree on town grounds. Ms. Ray?
Hi, that request is coming on behalf of the Parks Department. In an effort for us to have a more permanent Christmas tree opportunity for a tree lighting ceremony here on grounds, we had toured the facility with Leo's, and they had mentioned that our 2 crab apples that sit in front of Town Hall have about another year lifespan left on them, and then they need to go. So then I was able to secure a donation for 2 9-foot northern spruce pine trees to come on to town grounds from Aaron Turkey State Farm, and they're willing to plant them this year. So we might move that crab apples out just a little earlier than that year mark in order to be able to put 2 permanent trees to decorate for the holidays here in town grounds. The pine tree is the tree located back here by the stormwater ditch by the beach area, and it is diseased, and that would be probably more like a spring removal for us, but he's looking pretty sick back there, and he was also noted on our tour.
Okay.
Motion to approve the request.
Is this an action item, or does it, we need to make it one, or?
Yeah, Attorney Deutmeyer, can we just have a discussion here and direct?
Yeah, I think it's just a discussion item, you can
Okay.
give your directions on
Okay.
that.
I'd say get it done before that Tree City thing starts. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I make a motion to grant the request.
We don't need a motion, Bob. Attorney Deutmeyer said we're okay, just,
To give direction
yeah.
and permission.
yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yes.
You gentlemen okay?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Ms. Ray.
Thank you.
Reports, 1, Town Council reports. Mr. Carnahan.
All right, the Cedar Lake Chamber of Commerce will be having their gala this Saturday night at the Lighthouse Restaurant. It is $75. Christmas trees are, they've sold almost 100 of the 165.
Wow.
So that's moving quite well. And the Cedar Lake Luncheon, the town manager and I attended that, and it was on AI, and that was very fascinating. And then, Nick, I don't know if you are aware of this, but the Lake County Solid Waste, Lake County residents, do you have latex paint left over, taking up space in your home? Join us for a free drive-up latex recycling event, Saturday, November 1st, from 9 to 1, 8695 Broadway Avenue, accepting latex paint, primer and stain, must be in original containers no larger than 5 gallons, not accepting oil-based paint, sprays, cans, or accelerating can, aerosol, there we go. So, it's posted on Facebook, and, it's an opportunity to get rid of old paint that you may have in your homes. And it's just for residents only, it's not for businesses.
Anything else, Mr. Carnahan?
So that's all I had.
Any other town council reports?
Nope.
I just wanted to bring up something, and I guess this would probably be for Ms. Sandberg. In the packet we received from Christopher B. Burke, in the updates, there was mention of the CCMG 2025-2. Are we missing something here with, it says there's 1 call per year for, like, these road projects. Do we not qualify again this year? We already submitted once, or how's that working now? Because there were a couple road projects mentioned in there.
So, this year, the state legislature had changed the CCMG program, so they didn't have a first call earlier this year.
Okay.
They just postponed the call. I'm not sure what the street committee's list is, like what was.
We have one.
What was next to be done.
All right.
As I had previously reported in a previous meeting, we have $300,000, that's in the budget for next year for roads. when you look at the line item, there's a little more than that, but that's because shades had to be delayed, and now we know there's going to be delay costs related to shades. So I'm still confident with the 300,000 you can utilize as a match.
Okay.
And we've got till the end of October to get something submitted, and, I guess the town manager had indicated a project, and then Greg Parker and I talked to him, and, we want him to concentrate on the east of Morris Streets that have never been paved since the sewers were put into the 70s. Correct, Greg?
Yes. I think we all concurred on that.
So do you guys have something like designed and ready to go? Because next week is the end of October and you gotta have all your paperwork submitted they're pretty strict about the deadlines. Traditionally in the past, you've had your engineer.
Luke should have Don's notes on what we had ready to go.
Then I would direct your town manager, if you've already talked with him, to work with Luke to make sure that can get done.
I agree.
I agree. Can you handle that, Bob?
I'll talk to town manager and Luke and,
So
yes.
get after it. We don't wanna lose nothing.
All right.
So we'll have to have like a special meeting to proceed with this?
Tim-
Like, we're okay?
You
if
can
we just
direct the town manager to apply for it, because that's all you're doing is applying for the funds. There's not a guarantee you're going to get funds.
Okay.
But again, just a reminder, 300,000 is what you have to work with for actual construction, because
Right.
that's what we'll have in motor vehicle highway to spend. Engineering costs related to any design or any construction observation during the construction process will have to be paid out of a separate fund.
All right.
Okay.
And Luke they're putting together a game plan to get to that $600,000 number, 300,000 matching for the crossroads, Wheeler and Hobart, and those roads between 144th and 145th, east of Morse.
Okay.
Them ones that we've had on the list for quite a long time.
Okay.
In that, right there in that line, so those cross streets right up in there.
And 141st was over $1 million, and we couldn't do that with matching funds.
So you're gonna take this,
I will
torch, Bob?
I will, Ben's not back into the office till Friday, so, I'll give Luke a call, and then I'll talk to Ben, and maybe I'll come in Friday and pull you in the office with Ben, and we'll communicate on what's being completed. Okay?
I've already relayed that to Luke at the department head meeting, so they're working on it.
All right.
All right, thank you. That's all I had for my report. So no other reports from the council. We'll move on to town attorney. Attorney Deutmeyer, anything for us?
No report.
Thank you, sir. Clerk treasurer, Ms. Sandberg?
Thank you for adopting the budget and the petition for the excess levy appeal. We'll get all that submitted to the Department of Local Government Finance, because we do have strict deadlines. We have to get that stuff turned in. We finished up the 2023-2024 audit with the State Board of Accounts. Those reports were sent to you all this morning.
That's for redevelopment, right?
Well, you also received the town.
I didn't see that.
The compiled. They sent that directly because you were town council, so State Board of Accounts sent it directly to you. And then I forwarded the redevelopment authority report.
All right, and when will that be, available for the public's viewing?
They can view it right now on the State Board of Accounts website.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sandberg. Town manager is absent. Director of operations, Mr. Kubiak.
Everything's going fairly smoothly, or we're looking forward to probably starting leaf pickup here shortly after this next week goes through. I'm sure it's gonna be hitting us hard. We're contemplating maybe working an extra hour a day, because we're gonna have a short time here to get all this done. We're almost probably a month and a half. We've
Late.
already been picking up leaves in a normal season now, and we're yet to go out, so they're all gonna fall at once. So, to try to alleviate frozen piles of stuff along the edges of the roads, it's gonna be quite a task, but we're geared up and ready. Maybe you might see us out there at 6 a.m. just to keep from going out there in the dark, but, we might get an extra hour a day in, or possibly a couple Saturdays if I can get somebody to work, but we're gonna have to hit it pretty hard to get it all done, because there's not gonna be any less leaves, but just less time to get them picked
Yeah.
up, so.
That's
all I had.
that's a sign of a cold winter. That's what the Old Farmer's Almanac says.
It's definitely coming, so,
Yeah.
we're gonna try to do the best we can to get them taken care
I
of.
heard the almanac's not that accurate.
Yeah,
It's 50/50,
it's a
Bob.
flip of a coin.
Yeah. Anything else, Tim?
That's all I have for today, thank you.
All right, thank you. Police Department, Chief Kruszka.
Well, just as a reminder, and I'm sure Mr. Ray will go over it in detail, our trunk or treats this Saturday on the 25th from 11 to 2 over here in the town grounds. We also have the Toys for Tots is going on too. That goes till December 5th. The bin is located in the town hall here across from the restrooms. And drop-off is Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. I believe I spoke about it last time, but we still getting a lot of positive feedback from the women's self-defense class that was put on September 27th. So a lot of good feedback from that. And it was great participating in that.
Yeah.
And then just wanted to give our stats for September. We had 704 calls for service. We had 235 traffic stops. Of those, we issued 166 warnings and 44 citations. We responded to, we had 450 law incident reports where we made 23 arrests. And of those 23 arrests, we had 25 charges. Our ordinances, we issued 8 warnings and 4 citations. And it should be noted that our code enforcement officer's out right now. So we're responding mostly to complaints, and most of those complaints are repeat offenders, things that are already waiting and are sitting in court. I believe that's supposed to have, we're supposed to have court.
I'm sorry,
early next month.
Oh, court?
Yes.
Court, okay. All right, thank you, Chief.
And, I'm gonna make this public. I've talked with, our attorney and our chief of police here about an incident that, code enforcers wrote a number of tickets, and, I need some action done on that, and they're going to work on that. I have a lady up in my area that has complained to me drastically, and I want to thank the attorney and the chief for going to try and tackle that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fire Department, Chief Mager.
Starting with staff, everyone's healthy and safe. We're about halfway through the testing component with the hiring process. That's going smooth. Training and operations reports are within your packets. Just a quick note, total incidents for the month of September of 209 with 115 training hours. Still about an average of a 16% increase throughout. Budgeting's going very well, and then just for the record, for the Hearts and Motions, I will file the letter once we receive it for the donation with the clerk treasurer's office. That way we can remove it from the insurance too. So that's a pretty big amount on those airbags.
And are the ambulance calls mostly in Hanover Township more than Center Township?
Incorporated and unincorporated, yeah, so the Klein Avenue, looking at that status, it's close to 70% west of Klein Avenue.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Question,
Go ahead.
real quick, Chief Mager, just for public knowledge, do we have a update, as far as the new engine?
Yes, I did the midpoint inspection, even though it was a little bit further past midpoint last Monday. That went very well. I believe I sent some pictures with the updated email. Looking to do the final inspection end of November, early December, which then it will go from there to another company for the individual compartments, layout for tools. Anticipating having it around the first of the year or just after. They say before that, but I'm anticipating because of holidays, usually that last 2 weeks when it comes to manufacturing, kind of slows things down.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Parks Department, Superintendent Ray.
I'm gonna, touch off of, what, Chief Russo was saying about trunk or treat. That's this Saturday, town grounds, 11 o'clock is the costume contest. 11:45, is when the trunk or treat begins. We will trunk or treat until 2 p.m. The event of the day will have hay rides, we'll have a DJ, we'll have hot dogs. It should be a good fall day. I've been watching the weather pretty closely on this. We have over 37 vendors who have signed up to come out. So if you don't want to go on that extended Halloween that you just did, you can come to our event here on Town Grounds. So, and we've had a lot of community support with tons and tons of donations from everywhere of candy for this event. So I'm really pleased to see how this continues to grow and evolve as the years go on. And then I just wanted to touch base a little bit on our transfers of this evening. Of course, my department was the larger of the transfers, and I know that Mr. Carnahan was asking about like miscellaneous services. So what the Park Board did in their October meeting is they had a workshop on encumbrances where they identified end-of-year projects, or projects that will move into next year, and capital improvements. So the transfer request that we did was to incorporate things of a larger nature, like a walking path on town grounds, a shelter being built at Lindsway Park, some capital purchases of equipment for the crew being a dump trailer and an enclosed trailer. So that's where these transfers and why they happened. And a little bit of money went into operations to finish the end of the year, moving it into those event supply line items.
Thank you for that explanation.
So just wanted to give you some input on that. And this month was really, really busy for us with just trying to get quotes and identify those capital purchases and projects. So here we are.
Good deal. Thank you, Ms. Ray. We'll move on to written communications. In the packet, we have the building department report as well as a Christopher B. Burke report as usual.
The new construction, we've, through the month of September, have issued 88 building permits, so I'm confident we're going to maybe exceed the 100 within the next 3 months. That's what we've estimated we would issue.
Mm-hmm. I have for number 3 written I'll call it number 3 written communications. I was in receipt, again, of an anonymous letter, which was a follow-up from the last letter that we received, I think the last meeting, was it, Mr.
That's
Peel?
correct.
Similar theme. I read it last meeting. In consulting with the attorney, we're going to enter this letter as part of the record, but the topics discussed in this letter are something that should be a public records request, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it seems the requests being made are more appropriate for a public records request, so
okay.
Whomever the anonymous letter writer is, if they would make those requests, then the town can evaluate them and provide them with the documents they're looking for.
Okay, and if you wouldn't mind giving this to Ms. Sandberg, we'll have that on the record, please. Okay, we'll move on to public comment. We'll open the floor for public comment to the town council. Hi, good evening.
Angie Michaelachuk, 12806 Lee Court. Didn't intend on speaking, but there was something mentioned, I believe it was Mr. Parker that mentioned it, about some trees that we removed from a road easement or something, and that you said, well, that should be because it's part of the road in the town or something. Do you remember that at the beginning? Okay, here's what I'm trying to say.
I don't, if it's in the easement though, the town can trim it, cut it, whatever.
Yes. Okay. So what I want to ask is this question. Our home, there were 2 trees put in between the sidewalk and the road. And apparently the ordinance stated that 2 trees, and it may still have to be put when you put up a home. Now it used to be that they allowed them there,
and now...
I'm sorry?
In the parkway?
Yes, and now they don't want them there anymore. So when we purchased our home, we have, and I'm just saying about me, I don't know about everybody else, so this is where it pertains to me. we have 2 American elm trees that were placed there, one on each side of the driveway. And so right now, they're 15 years old? They're currently like medium-sized trees, but they do get pretty large, and we try very hard to keep them trimmed up. We've paid for arborists, we've paid for deep root fertilization, and like I said, how we trim it, we've been told by the arborist that we do a very good job. The problem is with American elm trees, and this is why we've given it added attention, is because the American elm trees were affected a lot by Dutch elm disease. So the arborist was very impressed that we had 2 healthy trees in front of our home. So that's where we have put in the time and effort and cost to keep them healthy. So with that being said, the other thing too is if you trim it at a certain time of year, so say like early fall or in the summer, you open up the tree to Dutch elm disease, which is caused by a beetle that comes in and gets the trees, and it'll kill the tree. So therefore, it can't be trimmed back until like late fall, early winter, and that's about the time that they start with the snow plows. So the reason I want to talk about this is because I want to find out if there's any way possible that that could be taken into consideration with these homes that did allow these trees to be put there, in the past.
Is this in regards to that Tree City ordinance?
No, it's in regards to a couple of, maybe, because a couple of comments were made about, even Tim said, like, yearly they trim the trees, and, to tell you the truth, I saw something on social media that said, we're out trimming trees, and I pretty much sat there and was hoping that they wouldn't come to open up my tree to Dutch elm disease, so... And it has been said, because of some situations that I've had on my property, that, we don't allow those anymore, and, we could take them out, kind of threatened a little bit. So, and we have thought of the possibility of taking them out, but we don't want to take them out right now. If they get too big or, cause a problem, I could see, they need to be taken out, but at this time, I don't see that to be the case. So I guess what I'm asking is how could we take into consideration residents that have these trees in their parkway, that have maintained them, and put cost into them?
You're concerned about go ahead, Tim, maybe you can answer this.
A typical rule of thumb would be like if you could, look at that curb line and go up 8 to 9 feet and make sure that those branches aren't overhanging into the road. Obviously, the larger trees, there's plenty of trees that hang above.
Yes.
We're not, I guess at the end of the day, the big limbs or a small branch or whatever that it's, we're trying to clear the road and not rip the mirrors off the side of the truck essentially.
Yes.
So if you're, and again, I've been by your house and you guys do have them trimmed up, and I really think you don't have yours growing clear out into over the curb line, and that's essentially that area that we're looking for, is just to be able to
trucks through.
Yes, and I keep that in mind, so we, when we can, we trim them immediately, when the weather pertains, to when we could do it safely for the tree. But those trees are gonna get much bigger, so and those are, if somebody's not familiar, like some parks, I'm gonna say Chicago, or the big cities, say New York, it's the ones, it's elm trees, they have the ones where the limbs go out this way, and they're just really beautiful, like a park tree, so they're gonna go over the road. I wasted my time and effort to maintain them, that's...
Well, maybe if any tree work needs to be done in front of Angie's house, one of the guys can, talk with them.
What do you think, Tim?
As long as they go up over the road over that 8 or 9 foot area, they're gonna be fine.
Since we've owned that property, have they been a problem for you at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, I know that there's another person next. Okay, I was just asking if that could be taken into consideration.
I'll let the guys know, but I
Okay,
did.
yeah, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Angie, good seeing you.
You too.
Yeah, thanks. Anyone else for public comment? Ms. Kerr?
Carol Kerr, 9900 West, 129th Place. I have 2 comments and a question. This would be for Mr. Kubiak. If he could answer with his mic, because I can't hear him. I requested like a month ago, for the white line, when you do the turnabout, you're headed, when it's Lakeshore Drive, it becomes 133rd. So you do the turnabout so everybody would know, go past the pizza place, and then you head, you're sort of left. There's 2 viaducts, and I believe that's 133rd. And you can't see if lights are hitting you and you're not up in the SUV, which I don't have. You get almost disorientated, so I refuse to go there at night. And I can't imagine when it's raining out or something, it'd be bad news. So I asked for the white line, and I was told by Tim King that it would, to talk to Ben Eldridge. And Ben sent me an email saying that the team reviewed, they called CBEL for consultation, and CBEL said that the state standards say that can't be done. So, Mr. Kubiak, who is the team, and who did you call at CBEL? For the white line.
I don't have all the details. All I know is that typically wherever there's a curb on the edge of the road, that humiliates the edge of the road. The white lines are to do exactly that, so where the curbs generally are, there's not a white line.
There's no curb. It's called, if you will, someone said it's a road curb, it's like flat, there's no curb. But you supposed to...
You know the 2-foot concrete wide, you know the 2-foot piece of concrete along the edge of the road?
Pardon?
The piece of concrete along the edge of the road, that is a curb.
There's no, the flat thing like this, that's a curb?
Yeah.
A curb, I looked up curbs are like this.
There's several different kinds of curb, but that is absolutely a curb.
So who did you talk to at CBEL? And did they charge you for calling?
I
Because you said you had a consultation.
I would surely imagine that any time they're consulted, we're charged.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said I would imagine, I don't know the answer to your question.
Well, the answer to that is I was lied to, because I called Indiana Department of Transportation, and they said that's a city road. So I'm sorry that the town manager isn't here, Ben Eldridge, because no one called CBEL, because they would have said, they're smart, that's a town road. It's not a state road.
It's a standard, not a road.
We do. Pardon?
It's a standard. I'm talking into the mic. It is a state standard that you do not need a white line next to a curb. It's not a state road. Nobody said anything about a state road.
The state, it's our road. It's not the state.
Correct. 100%.
Responsibility, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So then why did Mr. Eldridge and the team, which they said you were on, why would you even call the Indiana Department of Transportation?
Nobody called them. It's a state standard.
The team said they did, and so did Mr. Eldridge. CBEL called them. CBEL said it didn't meet the standards of the state.
Ms. Kerr?
Okay.
Maybe that'd be a question for when Mr. Eldridge gets here. He's in training this week, so the next meeting he'll be here.
And the thing is, when you call him, he never answers you back. He gets away with that all the time. Doesn't answer emails, his own staff says that.
Okay.
So that's where you are. I don't know how you get away with that. Okay, one other comment is that all your salaries are public knowledge. And when I looked them up one time, and I hope I'm not embarrassing Jennifer, but the department heads all get in the 80-90 range. Even the lady that does the parks, she's $79.99. She gets $80,000. All of them get that, but to me, she's a department head, isn't she? She's in the 70 range. And I looked up, because I don't want to embarrass her. I think she's the kind of person that's, hey, I'm doing the budget. Somebody on your team told me that, so I'm not going to take, no. Insist that she gets paid what the other department heads get. She does, I was looking up what she does. She does payroll, she does all the town records, she does a utility, she has a staff, she has a general fund, she looks up any of the forms for the state, personnel files of everybody. It just seems ridiculous for a woman to be making 10 or 15 grand less, and when you folks have a question, who do you look to? I watch your heads. They turn to her. And again, like I said, I think her personality, whenever I've called, she does answer the phone. If she's not there at a meeting, she will find an answer. She also takes those things where you want to find out information. I forget the name of them. But she does all that research, because I asked her for a lot of things throughout the last year, and, she comes up with it. And so I wish you would consider that, and I know we're, money short or whatever, find it from somewhere, because.
Thank you, Ms. Kerr.
You agree?
Okay,
Anybody
maybe you can
agree?
ask.
Because, why not?
Do you agree,
Jen?
You agree,
And
John?
she'll probably say no, I'm trying to watch her, that's her personality.
Well, she's an elected official, and she's, she's mindful of.
Even though she's elected, she's still a department head, is she
Okay.
not?
I don't disagree with you. I guess that's something for Ms. Sandberg to mull over. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I'm sorry,
I don't know what you want me to tell you, but
I
yeah.
want you to tell me that the next time you guys appropriate raises for everybody, and you can afford to pay the park lady $90,000, pay her $90,000.
Okay.
I don't make
Right,
90 grand, Carol.
Yeah.
You get $8.99. What do you get? $1 short? Is that what you really
You
are?
said
$1?
90, you said 90, Carol, that's not my salary. Earlier you stated my salary.
Well, you're you get you get
79
79,
now.
okay, 80, I'm sorry, not 90, 80.
Thank you, Ms. Kerr. Thank you, Ms. Kerr. Anyone else for public comment? Please come on up. Hi, Ms.
Hi,
Hello.
good evening.
Hello.
Brenda Roberts, 15008 Moore Street.
I can't hear.
Okay, here we go. I am very concerned about what's happening here in Cedar Lake with dumping. People are dumping all kinds of stuff on my property. Greg Parker helped me just get rid of,
Tim Kubiak helped you.
thank you, a big, what would you call it,
I
tube.
think that fell off a truck.
Okay, but I have seen a big white truck dumping things on the property up at Reunity. I was mowing my lawn, and I had a worker up there who went out and confronted him, and he left before he could get to him. He was going to dump things there too. It wasn't just a regular truck, it was like a great big huge semi-truck. And I've also had I had a cat dumped on the property in its hard carrier case. The poor thing survived that. A lot of things have been being dumped. But that's not only my problem. I did read in Facebook that other people are having this problem too. What is the procedure? What should we do if we see I can't go out and shoot them, but
I'm gonna,
No comment on
refer that to Chief Kruska.
What should I do?
Usually, when you see that happening, call 911. That way, you could provide as much information as you have, vehicle who's dumping it, and then we can send a unit there.
Okay, it's very unusual that I see that the dumping is being carried away, and they thought nobody was around. But when my worker came out and looked at him, he got back in the truck real quick and drove away. Now,
Then he needs to call right away at that time.
well, he didn't have a cell phone, but I was in my property quite a distance away. We need to call 911?
Yes.
Okay. I was not able to get a license plate, a number or anything, but,
Well, if you get them fast enough, they got license plate readers, they can see what's in the area. If you call them quickly enough, and they dump something on your property,
they wanted to, yeah.
They
But
can
they
track
dump
it.
usually when nobody sees them. They
But they-
find the stuff there.
but they have license plate readers around town, and they've done it before, they can narrow down who's in the area.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I shall do that. They've even dumped dead chickens on the property. I mean, come on, what is going on here? So, we call 911 if I see it. And if I don't see it, but it's there then on the property, still call 911?
We can make a report. for
Make a
you with that.
report?
Mhm. And at least provide as much information as you can. That way we can,
Well, usually I
look for
can't
them.
provide any information because I don't see it. They do it undercover, usually at night. This happened to be during the daytime.
You put a little chain across your driveway or something so they can't pull
Oh,
back
no.
there? Oh, yeah.
It's not my drive, well, it's the shed up there, there's no,
I know, but it would prevent, I mean, a little thing across with a little reflector would keep.
I've got no trespassing signs up. And Greg knows it would have been outside any chain anyway.
Yeah,
And if it goes into the shed, do you know the property at 14908? I mean, it's all open. So one chain across the driveway is not gonna do it. They drive right up on that.
Yeah, but I don't think a big truck would pull in the field, they would go in that drive.
Yeah, well, that was probably unusual, that it would be.
That's all I was
Disturbed.
yeah, please call 911, and unfortunately, the world we live in now, you gotta have cameras, and,
But
you know.
it's getting really, really bad, and
Yeah.
other people have made, reports too on it. So I just, call 911, okay,
Yeah.
as soon as I find it. It might not, I mean, I have poor little stray cats.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts.
All right, the other thing, however, that came up in the meeting, and I'm sorry, that was disturbing. I have no children here, and no grandchildren here, but I was just wondering, what is going on here?
Oh, sorry.
Please.
Please quiet down. We need to hear Ms. Roberts.
Come on. You
Please,
get a chance to talk.
Ms.
I'll
Roberts,
talk and you talk.
we'll keep things tamed down.
All right.
All right.
Halloween hours, you extended them from 5 to 7 to 5 to 8. Do you realize how dark it is for these kids at 7 o'clock already, and they're extended to 8? Has nothing to do with me, it's none of my business. But I'm not sure that was the right thing to do, to extend those hours to 8 o'clock at night.
All right. Well, the parents should be watching them too.
Parents.
They're not watching so much nowadays. So,
Watch,
Yeah.
It's really dark after
Yeah.
10.
Thank you.
Okay. Call 911.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts.
Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment? Last call. Anybody online?
No
Ms.
hands
Amber?
raised.
Okay, public comment is now closed. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, immediately following the redevelopment commission meeting. This meeting is adjourned at 8:44 PM. Everyone have a good night.